Wellness Wednesday. Most of you know me. You know I'm really not a baseball fan. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the field. I don't know how it goes. I'm more of a football fan. But today I want to talk about stretching. And what better thing? The 7th inning stretch. And right now with everything that's going on with the lockdown and we're opening this and we're opening that, I think we're all kind of feeling like, are we in the 7th inning? Are we almost there? So I thought it was kind of appropriate to do just a little thing about 7th inning stretch. So have a seat, get comfortable. All right, I'm going to take the hat off because I know you're laughing at me. So most of us carry our stress in the neck and the shoulders. And that's where I want to start our stretching to begin with. Now, when you stretch, you do not want to hold your breath. You want to breathe through, continually breathe as you stretch. You also don't want to move really quick. It's a nice, gentle movement, and you want to hold that stretch for like 8 to 10 seconds. Now, I'm probably not gonna hold it for 8 to 10 seconds only because of time. But when you're stretching on your own, count to yourself that 1, 2, 3, so that it is that 8 to 10 seconds. All right. So let's start first with the face and go into the neck. So eyes wide open and close. Open, close. Open, close. Okay. And then open the mouth and close. And close. And you notice I'm still breathing. All right. Starting with the neck, I want you to look to your right. Remember, I'm your mirror. And look to your left. As you're doing this, make sure that you are not forcing the movement. Come back to the right. Come back to the left. Come back to the center. Next one is to drop the ear towards the right. Now a lot of people want to do this. What I've done now is I've tightened all that. Let that shoulder drop, keep it dropped. Let that ear go towards the shoulder. You're breathing, and then to the left. Again, let that shoulder drop. Don't let it come up. You're breathing, and you're counting. Back to the right. And back to the left. Come back to the center. Now, I'm only doing a few of them. You can continue to do this until you feel like you've really gotten a good stretch and more movement after the stretch. This next one for your neck is my favorite because it feels really good. So you're going to turn to the right and look down. If you've not done this one before, it may be a little painful. So if it is, back it off and try again. Look back up, come to center. Now that's really important because when you're in this position, you don't want to come up like that because now you're putting a little stress to the neck. So always when you come out of that position, look up first, then come to center. Look left, look down. Come back up, look center. Let's repeat that again, because again, it's real important that you're not moving and jerking with this, all right? So look right, look down, come back up, look center, look left, look down, look up, look center. And once again, you would hold that for your 8 to 10 seconds, right? Looking up, very gentle. When you look up, you just want to, I'm going to turn to the side because I want you to see this. The movement is very gentle, right there. That's it. This is a hyperextension of the neck. That can cause some issues and some problems. So when you look up, very gentle, you should just be able to see the ceiling because your eyes are looking up more than your neck is moving up. And look down. Again, when you look up, very gentle. And look down. Come back to center. A long time ago, we used to circle the head thinking that was a great stretch. We now know not to do that. You do not want to circle the neck. And I'm not going to do it because it just encourages people to keep doing it. What we have found by doing that, it can cause migraines, headaches, it also can cause strokes. So please be very careful. You should only be doing the look side, the ear, look side and down, look side and down, look up, look down, but no circling, all right? So let's do some shoulders. Roll the shoulders, get them warmed up a little bit. So you want to roll them back and make it big as you can. Remember, if there's any pain with this, you want to stop. And roll forward. That one might be a little more difficult because it's not a normal movement that we do. And back to center. Now you'll notice that stretch is we're having movement in it. That's called a dynamic stretch because we're moving through it. Most stretches are static where we hold it, but that one, the best way to do it is to really move that. You'll feel that stretch. Now you might find an area that feels really good, like right here. Oh, it feels real good. You may want to hold that, or oh, I feel real good. But we're going to get to that. So you're going to bring the shoulders up. Now notice I'm not doing this. I'm not putting stress to my neck. All I did was lift my shoulders up. Okay? Very important because the whole idea behind your stretch is to elongate and stretch muscles, not tighten them and not get that kind of feeling, all right? So nice and gentle up, nice and gentle pressing down. Very gentle, very, very gentle. And up and down. And you're breathing. You can also bring the shoulders forward. Now, this will put just a little stress, so you want to watch and make sure you're not doing this. Just a little stress, just a little forward and back. Going to start opening the chest a little bit. And forward and back. That stretches the upper back and the chest. So let's stretch that a little bit more. Bring both arms to the front, round the back, and slouch back. This is the only time you get to slouch. And hold. Make sure you're breathing through this exercise, this stretch. It's a little harder because now I'm kind of collapsed. So your breaths are going to be a little shorter. That's okay. Just make sure you're breathing. And open. Grab the back of your chair if you can. And open the chest. And round. And open. Again, remember you're going to hold that for 8 to 10 seconds. From here, it's real easy now to just turn. Very gentle. This hand, if you can, would go over the back of your chair. If you can't, hold it where it's comfortable. This hand gently presses at the knee. What that does is that allows me to turn a little bit more. And then other side. Back to the other side. And other side. Okay. Once again, remember you would hold this for 8 to 10 seconds. Bring it back. All right. So a lot of different ways to stretch the arms. Just doing this will stretch. Now you'll notice I'm not locking my fingers. Do not lock fingers. One hand on top of the other, press up. The reason you don't want to lock the fingers, especially when you're stretching, is because if you have arthritis in your hands or fingers, you're going to feel that. So always fingers apart. Also, it allows the fingers to stretch a little bit. You can stretch them out here, stretch them apart, however you want to do that. This also begins to stretch the bicep. I can bring it down here, stretches the bicep. I can bring it out here. Okay. A lot of different ways to do that. If you have carpal tunnel, I would recommend not doing this stretch. This would be a little better if you have carpal tunnel. If you have any wrist issues and you're not sure, go to this stretch. Okay? So again, it can be down here, it can be out here, it can be up here. You can even be out here. It's going to stretch that muscle, right? When you flex the wrist, that goes into a deeper stretch. So be aware of that. It may be a little painful at first. So if you need to, back off, don't flex it as much, and then gently come to your flex. Right? So a lot of different ways to stretch the arm. The tricep, back of the arm. The best way to do that is to take the hand and touch and lift. Now, if you have shoulder issues, that's going to be very difficult to do. So if you can't get that hand back and lift, one of the things that you can do is when you're doing this, is to kind of see how I'm turning my hands in, it will begin to stretch it, okay? So that can be an alternative for you if you're not able to do this. Okay? Touch first, lift. So that's arms. Hands, ah. Fingers, ah. Wrist. Again, this is a dynamic type of stretch. Just circling and flexing and closing. All right. Legs. All right, so right leg. Pick it up. Remember, you don't want to hold at a joint, so hold at a muscle. Pick that up, and you can stay right here. That gives you a good stretch. You can take it out and flex and point. You'll get a stretch in that leg a little deeper, but if you're not able to do that, you can hold it right here. Count for your 8 to 10. You can also circle right here. Not a problem. If you are able to extend, take it out. Circle. Again, little dynamic movement with a static stretch. That leg would come down with the heel on the floor and toes up. Hands go to this leg. Once again, one hand on top of the other. From the hips, I'm going to hinge forward just till I feel that stretch from way up here all the way down, okay? Keeping the chin up. You want to avoid this. You want to look straight ahead, keeping that chin up. No bouncing, all right? This is a real gentle stretch. Hold. Now to take this to a deeper stretch, one hand on top of the other, reaching for toes. If you can touch, great. If not, if I can only come to the knee, then hold it there. That's fine. But if you can come down, come down. Okay? From here, two different ways to do this next stretch. You can cross at the ankle, letting the knee go out, and come forward. If you can pick the leg up, bring it up, cross, Hands on this leg, come forward. You want to avoid pressing here. As you can see, that starts to really put stress onto the hip and all those joints, or the joint in there. So you want to be here. And then come out. All right, so let's do the right leg. Never be lopsided. You can stay here, circle, or extend. Circle. Whatever feels best to you and whatever you're able to do. Flex that foot, bring the heel down. Hands on this leg. Once again, fingers aren't locking. One hand on top of the other. Coming forward, hinging at the hips. And when I say hinging at the hips, what that means is I'm keeping my back straight. I'm not rounding. Keeping that back straight. Chin up. We can always remember that. Chin up, especially right now, what we're all going through. And then once again, one hand on top of the other, reaching for the toes. If you can reach them, great. If not, come to where you can come and hold. Again, you're counting to that 8 to 10 seconds. And release. 2 ways to do this. Cross here, let the knee go out a little bit, come forward. If you can bring the leg up, bring the leg up. Hands, once again, on this leg. I'm not pressing. And I'll take that hand away so you know I'm not. How's that? And release. Bring that foot back down. All right. When you're finished, take a nice deep breath. Blow it out. And a nice deep breath. Blow it out. And one more time, deep breath. Blow it out. So remember, stretching is very important for your muscles. It helps them learn how to relax a little bit and not stay tensed. It can release a little stress you may be going through right now. It also adds to your flexibility. Flexibility then adds to your agility. In other words, my movements, the things that I can do and can't do. So stretching is very important. And stretching can be done every single day. And you can do it 2 to 3 times a day if you feel like you need to. The sky is the limit with stretching. So, in wellness, I will see you next Wednesday.